Good evening, and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include Grade 6 Annual Audio Safety Messages, Duke of Edinburgh presentation, Mental Health Week. These stories, plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack, and more, coming up after these audio safety messages from Mr. Vatcher's Grade 6 class.
Hello, my name is Gabrielle Pink, and I attend to I.J. Matthews Elementary School. My safety message from Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro is, always remember to unplug your toast before prying toast out with a fork or knife. Respect electricity and pull the plug on all dangerous habits. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
On Monday and Tuesday of this week, Mr. Vatcher's Grade 6 class were busy doing their audio safety messages. This year, Mr. Vatcher decided to do a few of these messages outside since it was such a nice day. Not all of the Grade 6 classes decided to take part in this project. 6 of the messages were completed outside, the others were done in the BBS studio. The students did a great job with the messages, which, by the way, will be aired on This Week in Review over the next couple of weeks, so please tune in. Thanks to Mr. Vatcher's Grade 6 class for providing us with this important public service. On Tuesday of this week, we attended the Duke of Edinburgh information presentation. Teresa Peterson, Valerie Sims Anderson, and Karen Banfield are co-coordinators for this award. This award is for young people aged 14 to 25. To date, only one youth in Burgeo has earned this award. Crystal Lee Han was presented with her lapel pin during a Sea Cadet function earlier in the year. To date, Crystal Lee has not received her actual award since it must be presented by a member of the royal family or one of their representatives. Crystal Lee worked hard on this award without any adult assistance, which took quite a bit of personal discipline. However, Crystal Lee felt that this program should have coordinators. Ms. Peterson offered to help out and soon recruited Valerie Sims Anderson, who works with the Community Youth Network, and to implement the Duke of Edinburgh Award as a part of Ms. Sims Anderson's mandate. Ms. Sims Anderson will also be able to provide valuable resources and funding if and when it is needed. Karen Banfield also agreed to help out. Ms. Banfield will be a wonderful resource person with the expedition part of the award because of her volunteer work with the Ground Search and Rescue. Only 6 young people attended this information session. Ms. Peterson gave a basic overview of the award. There are 3 levels to the award: bronze, silver, and gold. Each level consists of 4 components: service, skill, physical fitness, and expeditions. The minimum age to start bronze is 14, age 15 for silver, and age 16 for gold. The program is very flexible. The individual sets the pace for the program. However, there are time limits to complete each component. For example, the bronze level service part gives you 6 months to complete 15 hours of service. A registration is planned for September and costs $10 for registration fee and $5 for the personal record book. The Duke of Edinburgh Award was developed by the royal family to help young people develop into a well-rounded, responsible citizen. If you are interested in this program, just contact one of the coordinators for more information on how to begin. This award is the most prestigious achievement for young Canadians. May the 6th to the 10th was Mental Health Awareness Week. Kathy Cutler, the Mental Health and Addictions Counselor, has set up a display in the main lobby of the Calder Health Care Centre. Some of the pamphlets include grieving, children and family breakup, coping with unemployment, children and their fears, children with difficult behavior, depression in the workplace, understanding anxiety disorders, and of course, the Emerging into Light card with the 10 tips for good mental health. Tune in to This Week in Review next Sunday for the winners of the trivia contest. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after these hydro safety messages.
Hi, my name is Shelley James and I attend A.J. Matthews Elementary School. Newfoundland Labrador Hydro says, be energy wise and try to reduce the number of times you open and close your refrigerator door. The refrigerator has to work longer to cool the warm air whenever the door is open. Also, place your refrigerator away from heat sources such as a stove or direct sunlight and ensure that the door seal is airtight. Good conservation habits can save you dollars off your hydro bill. Remember, be energy wise.
On Thursday of this week, we visited the Aaron's Arm Project. Many people would not recognize Aaron's Arm at this point. There are 2 projects in the works: the construction of the new water treatment plant and the construction of the extension to the shore dock. There are 5 individuals on the project to make improvements to Aaron's Arm docking facilities. When we visited, it didn't look like much progress was being made. However, all the floating docks have been constructed and are ready to be put in place as soon as Brooks Enterprise are finished dumping fill for this new parking lot and road. Brooks Enterprise is the general contractor to construct the building and groundwork for the new water treatment plant, which will be located in this area. Some of this cliff will be blasted away for the plant and will provide fill for the parking lot. These 2 projects seem to be working hand in hand. The workers on the Aaron's Arm Improvement Project have started work on the shoreside dock when we visited. This machine was moving more of the hillside to make way for the water treatment plant. When these projects are completed, people using the Aaron's Arm area will have plenty of parking space and the town will have a new water treatment plant. We will keep you updated on both of these projects. We spoke to Constable Ron Caldwell on Thursday of this week about the upcoming Police Week from May the 13th to the 18th. We have with us in our studio today Constable Ron Caldwell. Ron, welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
And we're going to be talking about Police Week, which is coming up
Next week, which is the Police Week runs from the 12th to the 18th, but here in Burgeo most of our events are going to be through the week 13th to the 17th.
Okay. What are some of the activities the RCMP has for Police Week?
Well, we have a bit of a variety. I'm going to be dealing with, story hour at the library for the 2- and 3-year-olds up to talks to the seniors on phone scams and personal security.
Okay. Any particular plans for our youth?
Yes, I've got school talks planned for the elementary school. There's a contest that the RCMP offers every year, Name the Foal, for the musical ride, the newborn foals for the RCMP raise their own horses, and every year the foals that are born that'll be members of the musical ride when they grow up and are trained, they allow the youth up to age 14 to have a say in the name, and they'll get a picture of the foal when it's done with its name on it.
So they enter to a draw, I assume?
Yeah, it's all across the country, so it's this year the foals' names will start with W, and the contest rules will be taken to the kids during the school week, and they'll have a chance to enter, and maybe their name will be on a horse that's in the musical ride in the future.
Wow. Now you mentioned that you're going to be doing a presentation to seniors, and that was about...
phone scams, the people soliciting over the phone, let them realize that there are a lot of legitimate solicitations over the phone, but there are also a lot of scams out there, and I just want them to be aware that, and the big thing to remember is if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So that's the, if I can get that point across to anybody, then that'll be good. But I'm also going to deal with them about security in their home and making sure that, I know we're in a small community and everybody feels safe, but you should keep your doors locked and just different things like that. So
now, what are some of the organizations that the police are involved in our community? I know it's Police Week, but over the past few years, the police seem to be wanting to be visible, to not only when something goes wrong, but to be visible in a good way, in a positive way. So you guys are involved in some...
Well, we're involved in some different committees. In the Help Committee, which we did the Who Wants to Win $50 a while ago. The police are involved in that. We're involved in the Alternative Measures Committee, which is a chance for youth to avoid court for the first time offenses. Some of us are involved in the Lions Club and just as a part of the community. So we're here. I'm with the cadets, as most people know in town anyway. So we get involved wherever we can.
Okay. Will the RCMP be having their bike rodeo this year?
That's the plan. Now, timing is always an issue. Some people want it after school is done because they want their children to have their new bikes for grading day. But that causes problems because as soon as school's done, there's a lot of people head to their cabins and the children aren't around. So maybe we'll take a little survey and I'll send something home from school this year and find out what the consensus is, and we'll do our best to please as many people as we can. But there is a plan for a bike rodeo this year, yes.
Okay. I know in past weeks, now whether this was a part of Police Week or not, I don't know, but groups and organizations were always invited to the RCMP building.
We're considering an open house this year. Now, I'm not sure exactly when. We have to work out timing and everything to find out when there's going to be people around, because we're still doing our regular duties as well. So, and it would be nice to have one of the members there, although I'm sure that it would be well handled otherwise. But
okay.
So we'll make an announcement and let people know when and if we have an open house this year.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, we're going to be visible if anybody just wants to say hello. I'll be out and about working through the week, and I'm going to be in Ramia for one of the days as well over there and visiting their school and doing things with their community as well. But so no, that's about it. As long as people know we're around and there to help as well as be there in times of emergency.
Well, we certainly thank you for coming in and joining us, and we'll keep an eye open for interesting things like reading at the library. That sounds very interesting.
I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun.
Thanks for coming in.
No problem at all.
On Thursday of this week, the Community Youth Network held a volunteer appreciation social for the school snack program volunteers. Valerie Sims Anderson, coordinator for the Community Youth Network, welcomed everyone and presented the snack program summary.
I'd like to welcome all of you here, all of the volunteers. We're still waiting on a few, so we may have some stragglers coming in throughout this. First thing I'd like to say is the elementary school teachers and the two principals send their regrets. They would have liked to have been here today, but they had an in-service, and we didn't know that the in-service was happening when we scheduled this. So there would have been representatives from the school, but because of that, they're not here. Anyway, this is going to be really informal. It's basically the same sort of deal we did last year. We hope that you have fun, something to eat, and go away with something in your hands, that sort of thing. But I just wanted to give you an overview of some of the things that happened through the snack program last year. I don't have all the summary done for this year, but last year we logged 650 volunteer hours. And when we submit our reports at the end of the year to the government, they like to know how many volunteers we have and how often they volunteer, because they look at that as volunteer hours equals money. So 650 volunteer hours, if we put that at minimum wage, I mean, that's money the government didn't have to pay, but it reflects well on our program. We spend over $9,000 locally, and that's a huge chunk of money. And that's from getting donations from local businesses, like in-kind donations, donating apples and things like that. Money, people donate money to us. matching funds. Whenever we raise money, the government will match anything that we raise. And then we had a grant to help us start out in the beginning of the year. So that was $9,000, and I'd say we'll be close to that again this year. So that's a big chunk of money coming into town. Over $2,000 of that was through donations. We served an average of 150 students a day. And you can think that's quite a few because we only got just over 200 in that school. So 150 is a lot. We served healthy snacks and special treats every day from October to June that the school was open. We didn't miss a day. We were featured 3 times in the Western Star's Food for Thought section. That was from September 2000 to June 2001. And we were featured once this year again. Connie Bolwin, who writes the article for me, did an interview with the committee. And we had 3 volunteers participate in the Kids Eat Smart conference in Corner Brook, where we learned that we were recognized for being one of the best programs, whether it be breakfast, snack, or lunch programs, out of all of Newfoundland, because a lot of the programs don't operate every day. They don't have the sort of volunteer numbers that we have. They don't have the student commitment that we have, like the students, liking the program the same way we do. So it really looks well on us that our program is so successful. It's because of our volunteers, which is why we like to have our appreciation for you guys at the end of the year. So that said, we'll play.
Approximately half of the 30 volunteers attended this gathering. Others sent their regrets for not attending because of prior commitments. The ladies participated in a game involving some very nice prizes. Each person was given 4 or 5 numbers. As the number was called, you would take a prize until all the numbers were called. The people with the last numbers took home the prizes. There was also a draw for 2 snacks from the Highway Diner, donated by A.J. Matthews and the Highway Diner, which was won by Trudy Compton. A lovely lunch was served. Valerie surprised everyone with T-shirts and lapel pins donated by the A.J. Matthews School. The committee members' T-shirts were donated by the Kids Eat Smart Foundation. Congratulations to all volunteers who are a part of the school snack program. Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after these audio safety messages from Mr. Vatcher's grade 6 class.
Stop! In the name of safety. Hello, my name is Danielle Strickland. Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro reminds us that ladders, CB, and TV antennas must be located so they don't touch or fall into power lines. Safety is everyone's responsibility. We want you to have a safe summer. At Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro, health and safety go hand in hand.
Off the Rack. This week as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of the RCMP torch run in aid of Special Olympics. Let's look back to June the 8th, 1997.
Torch Run. The participants raised over $800 in pledges. Also, in excess of 100 Torch Run t-shirts were sold at $12 each. In total, there was in the vicinity of $2,000 raised for the Special Olympics Torch Run here in Burgeo. The RCMP were very pleased with the support and participation in the Torch Run, and they're looking forward to next year's run.
BBS Playbill. There is no TV bingo scheduled for Wednesday, May the 15th. The next scheduled TV bingo is Wednesday, June the 5th, hosted by the Burgeo Lioness. Join Pans in the Gang for 2 stories a craft, and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. Before we go this evening, we would like to remind our viewers that the Canadian Forces Navy tour bus will be in town tomorrow at the outreach office from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Everyone is welcome to attend. We also extend a very happy Mother's Day to all the caregivers in our community. We thank you all for your love and support. Happy Mother's Day. For this Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.